All right. We lucked out here in February, and there was a pretty nice day on Monday. I was able to get the truck frame out the door, and we did some sandblasting. Holy cow, there's so much scale on this truck, and really, if I really cared, I'd be replacing this spare tire carrier, but I don't think it's that bad. The shock mounts are still there, so we're gonna let her buck. You can see the U-bolts on the spring mounts to the axle. No good. No good. So I got some U-bolts. I'm waiting on the plate because for some reason CarQuest couldn't get me the plates. And I also got body mounts because to get the steps off, I had to undo the body mounts, and they did not want to come loose. And the rubber was pretty much gone. Then we got two new front fenders because, of course, the old fenders were completely rotten. Well, not completely rotten. Down where the wheel well meets the cab, it got rotted out there like it always does. I've had this left fender for a long time. I was going to put it on another truck, but I decided we'll put it on this truck. So I had to order a right fender because I said if we're doing one, might as well do both. It really wasn't that expensive. It turns out for a new reproduction panel that comes with this black E-coat, I think is what they call it, you're not supposed to do much sanding on it. You're just supposed to scuff it up. Doesn't matter to me. Everything's getting primed. I don't care. Also, we've been working on the new bed, well, the replacement bed. I found a guy on Facebook Marketplace that imports good beds from down south up here to the Rust Belt and sells them to guys like me who want to fix up an old dumpy truck. When I purchased the bed, they were all upside down, so they were easier to handle with a forklift. So I wasn't able to inspect it that well, and there's a pretty good dent right there. I'm not really pleased about that. There's kind of a crinkle in the bedside. There's some holes here, so they must have had something mounted there that maybe a toolbox that dinked it. Not real pleased about that, but it's whole. It's not half rotted out, so I've gone over both sides with some 80 grit on the DA already. I need to go through it a little finer and work out some of the highs and lows. And then we're going to hit it with some finer sandpaper, and then it'll be time for primer. Next, we got these rockers and cab corner covers made of ABS plastic from OAM Industries. Shout out to them, or whatever the heck they're called. Local to Iowa, so that's really cool. I guess the idea is you weld in new steel rockers and they end up rotting, but you put plastic rockers on, then they'll last for a while anyway. As long as the inner rockers last, these will stay on because they're pretty flimsy, but from the videos I've seen, they should look pretty nice. Of course, I got to paint them white. The instructions say that they come pre-scuffed, but I'll probably hit them with the Scotch pad just a little bit, just to rough them up a little more. One thing I'm not clear on, the internet seems to be split whether or not you need to use adhesion promoter on ABS plastic. This is ABS plastic. It should be compatible with the paint system that I'm using and not melt it. Sure hope so. These are a lot cheaper than replacement steel rockers, but they're not, cheap. And then the fun stuff, all the product. Of course, we got all of our solvents. We need the paint prep, the wax and grease remover, lacquer thinner good for cleaning the guns, acetone for reducing as well as other cleaning and degreasing. We got my Eastwood. This is the primer gun. I've got the color and clear coat gun as well. I've done quite a few projects with these guns. I like them a lot, I guess. I'm a pretty novice painter, all things considered, so a cheap Harbor Freight gun would probably be just as good for me. But this is rust barrier for the frame. This is meant to be painted over rust as well as bare metal. Some of the rust remover products like POR 15, it's meant to go over rust. You don't want to blast it down to bare metal. I've heard that painting on is better than spraying it. I think I'm going to paint it on so we can get it on real nice and thick. Next we have the Restoration Shop Amazon Special High Build Primer. This Restoration Shop paint I find to be really nice stuff. It's way cheaper than the PPG Omni, even the cheapest Omni stuff. I've painted a lot of stuff with this product. It does really good. All I have is this particular high build, but it can be used as both a urethane primer and sealer. So I'll probably reduce it down with some acetone, spray a couple coats as a sealer, and then just spray it straight as a high build primer. And Boy, I hate blocking, but we're going to do a little bit of primer sanding just to make this nice. And then finally, the white. And Restoration Shop, Olympic white or championship white, something like that. Olympic white. I like the Restoration Shop urethane paint a lot. It sprays easy, leaves a really nice coat. With proper prep, it lasts a good long time. I've sprayed it on quite a few things and had great luck with it. Again, much cheaper than the PPG Omni. Before we can get to do any spraying, we got a lot more sanding to do, so we better get at it.